Hello and welcome. This is Thursday morning Facebook Live here at Beehive Quilt Shop. I'm Anna Rose White. We have a variety of different fabric fairies running around the store, finishing some very cool projects, but we have some really exciting stuff. We have some brand new fabric lines. We have some brand new Halloween I'm going to show you. We have a couple great bags. Some of it fabric is already here and some of it you have to wait a few more weeks on, but we got the fabric early, so I'm just giving you a sneak peek. And then we've got a couple really fun class supply lists and stuff like that, so we're just going to go ahead and just jump on in there. But we're going to start with the newest stuff first. But we do lots of foundation paper piecing, and we are all about notions. You know, if you're a gadget girl or a ruler snob. But this is the Dritz Easy Hem, and although hemming pants is not really that cool, this is actually super awesome for foundation paper piecing because it provides you a crisp edge and the metal you can iron on, and it's just going to be fabulous. But it's a much wider, longer piece. We have loved the Prairie Pointer tool for a long time, but look how much bigger this hem is than the Prairie Pointer side. So you're going to get a much longer piece that's going to have a crisp fold. And so if you know foundation paper piecing, you'll know that this is really cool. If you haven't started doing it yet, I mean, really both of these tools are awesome as well. And which this also reminds me, we do have a fancy binding class demo from Mary Jane coming up on June 18th. So if you're interested in learning how to do flange binding, machine binding, or hand binding, we're having a whole binding day on Wednesday, June 18th at the Retreat House. So you can get signed up for that. Other news is we have some very cool, talented people that are in our circle, but Annette Haga has Bluebird Machine Quilting. She's out of Wichita, Kansas, and she does a fabulous job. But she just posted someone's finished Hidden Agenda quilt from a fabric kit that we have here at Beehive Quilt Shop. And so I just wanted to show you, this is the Hidden Agenda pattern. It is exceptional. It's really great for large pieces. It's great for orphan blocks, panels. I love it for Ruby Star and for Tula Pink fabrics, but it is just wonderful. And we happen to have two different fabric kits that use those pieces, and one of them is the bolt I was showing you, is from Nightshade from Tula Pink, and so that one, we did a beautiful job. It is not exclusively Tula Pink fabric inside. I would say 80–90% of the kit is exclusively Tula Pink, but there's a couple Ruby Star pieces and some glisten because we were really going after the color and hues that are in this Nightshade, which is panel, so it's just really fun. The kit does not come with the pattern because we have talked about this pattern for years. It's just one of our favorites, and so a lot of people already own the pattern by itself, and we're planning to do it out of their stash. So the kit does not include the pattern, but it is absolutely fabulous. So we have it in the Nightshade, but we also have it in the kitty one. This is the oh, it just escaped me. It has several different lines. It's in it, like the goldfish are from Besties, but then the cats. Why did I just Disco Kitty, Daydreamer. It has tons of different lines of Tula Pink that's in that one, and my friend Cindy made it, and it was just beautiful. I need to find it in my phone, but the big thing is that it has the big Disco Kitty and the cats that are in there, and so it's a really fun kit. It has a variety of fat eighths and fat quarters and some half-yard chunks so that you can do the right amount of fussy cutting for those projects. So those are two different fabric kits we have that go to the Hidden Agenda project. Another one I just love to talk about, which I'm sure any of those kits could also be blended into, is Perfect 10. Perfect 10 is the opposite of Hidden Agenda. It is just like absolutely super, super easy. This would be even easy enough to be a 4-H quilt or a beginner quilt, and maybe even a first-time quilt. This one pattern really is great. It uses 10 fat quarters and then a yard of accent fabric. And so it's just really fun, but I love Perfect 10. It gets a 10 in my book every time, so it's just always worth it. But we also have part of why Perfect 10 is great is because we are on the cusp of Halloween and Christmas fabric season. I don't know if you know this or not, but as quilters, we have to be 6 months ahead of the actual holiday because it takes time to make things. And so I'm going to show you 3 different bolts from 3 different collections that are brand new this year for Halloween. This first one is Home Sweet Haunt, and so this is just one of the pieces of the collection, but it's just really cool. It's from Stacy Itsu, who is a Moda fabric designer, but it has like this line, which again is called Home Sweet Haunt. Has some of the coolest ghost fabric that I've ever seen. And yes, I'm teasing you because I'm showing you the haunted house fabric, but you're really going to want to look up this collection, Home Sweet Haunt, on our website and see the ghosts and see all the other stuff in the collection. It does have a panel quilt project that's with it. So if you like panels and easy projects, that would be definitely a win. This next one is one from Maywood, and this is called, let's see here, Spooky Stitches. And so this one has the kind of look of, what is this designer's name? It doesn't tell us on here, but she has a certain look. Again, if one of you know the name of the designer, you can for sure do that. Most of the time they print it on the bolt, but this kind of has a look of red work or hand embroidery. And so this is a great cheater cloth pattern. It would be awesome to put as a whole chunk, make it look like you've pieced a whole bunch of stuff and just put some borders around it. You've got yourself a nice Halloween throw. It definitely has more of like the rusty oranges and it's very rich. But it's just, I love the sweet words that are on it. And if you like hand embroidery, all this stuff is just super cute.
If you easily go back and use it as a guide to
oh, you totally can. And we have, you know, if you have the Luminaire or a Dream Machine or an Avenir, they have a built-in scanning hoop that's in there. You can actually scan this fabric and turn this into a machine embroidery stitch, and you have yourself just infinite number of projects that you can make from it. So that's pretty cool. And then I love this one, and I debated even showing it to you because it's also, once this is gone, it's going to be gone for a long time, and so it's going to go really fast, and I don't really want it to leave the shelves, which is selfish of me, which is why I'm showing it to you and trying to be a good person. But this is called Costumes and Cobwebs, and it's just amazing.
It's so cute.
It's just amazing. So this line has lots of other cool things. This one happens to have just the cats.
Which one's your favorite?
Are there cats and bats, or are they just
I think
cats?
they're all cats. I think one cat is maybe dressed as a bat.
Yeah.
I love
But
the
they
cat
have,
glasses.
there's another piece from this collection that has a lot of other cool stuff. It's so big and beautiful. You don't have to do much with it. Would be a great tote bag. Would be a super fun skirt, but then you're going to need too much fabric and then there will be none left on the bolts.
Bag.
Yeah, trick-or-treat bag. You know, some people love Halloween year-round. Go for it. Go for it. So anyway, this again is called Costumes and Cobwebs, and it has the and sign. So you can also just type in like costumes and see what comes up, or cobwebs, or anyway, just know that the and sign is in the name of that collection. So that's some of the new Halloween, super teaser, very brief. So you'll want to go look up those 3 collections on our website and see what all cool stuff we have. If not, and you come here in person, the grunge wall is what's right behind me. And behind the grunge wall is the wall of Halloween. So we have, you can actually see some floating pumpkins that are above the puzzles because we have put some Halloween puzzles out, some other Halloween things. Bananagrams even made up a brand new Halloween Bananagrams banana game, and so you can check that out as well. But all that is behind the wall, so that's as ominous as we get here, but that's pretty fun. The next thing, this is one of the classes coming up the soonest, and this is one I just would highly recommend doing. This is the Archie Backpack. It's just absolutely amazing. Kelly Stevens is teaching this class. This really is a good beginner backpack. A lot of people, we love By Annie, we love By Annie bags. But her stuff is complicated. Not complicated, involved is the word. So like her backpack pattern is like 22 pages or something like that. And this one is 8. So if you're looking for something that is simple, that gives you a lot of stuff. Now, By-Annie's backpack has a lot of things that this back does not have. But it's also, this is simple. It is easy to do. It's 8 pages worth of instructions. And it doesn't have to be your last backpack. But it would be a good first backpack. So Kelly said the way that, especially when people make bags, that sometimes how the binding technique is can really make or break how people, you know, especially depending on your machine and your needle size. But she just said the way that this designer has written the binding instructions for this backpack just goes together super well. And Kelly said that that's going to be one of her new go-to methods to look at. So if you're curious, you've already been making a lot of bags, sometimes going back to the basics is where you can find some of those really great skills to incorporate into your, how you know, because a lot of us rewrite some of our own patterns, you know, once you get going. But anyway, I just love it. So this is the Archie Backpack. She used a couple different lines from Tula Pink. And so this, she's got the handle right here. And so this is one of Tula Pink's new true colors. And so it's called On the Grid is the name of this kind of lattice diamond print. It's really a square on point, but it makes it look like, fishnets or diamonds, but it really is a square grid that's on point. But there's a whole bunch of these colors that's available, but that was a great accent piece. The kitty cat is what's on top. And if you didn't know, this kitty cat here at the top is from Besties. And so this is the bolt of it. So whether you're making a quilt or another bag and you just love these cats and these color combinations, Besties, and it's actually called Sitting Pretty, so is the name of it. So it's just quite cool how that all works together. And then obviously the showcase on this is the owl, and the owl is from this bolt, already getting quite skinny, Full Moon Forest. I did add owl to the name of the bolt because Tula is like so creative. She like sometimes forgets to put the actual animal in the name of her fabric. But that's just because she's sneaky like that. So the owl is from that piece, and Full Moon Forest is her brand newest collection that's available out in stores. And this colorway, if you like these blues and greens and turquoises, is called Starlight. And so that's also just quite magical. But this piece here, I'm going to give it over to the camera. But the neat thing is she made a 3-dimensional owl mask. I don't know what you want to call it. And I'm pretty sure she used craft text. I forgot to triple check exactly what it was, but it's craft text, which a lot of people use for bag structure for the base of their bags and stuff like that. But the craft text really makes that it's just so cool.
I love it.
So, a lot of times when you get a big piece from Tula, you're gonna slice it in, and at some point someone's gonna be missing part of their body or whatever. And this chunk here, like if you ended the fabric, this is not a bad owl. This can be made as a 3-dimensional thing. You could cut it up and collage with it. There's just so much potential. You could harvest the belly of the owl and make that look like another cool fabric piece. There's lots of opportunities, but whenever you get big fabric prints, don't be discouraged about being creative about using that last little hunk, because it can make exceptional design elements in a bag. So I'm going to give this over so I don't accidentally crush the beautiful owl. But that's just pretty darn fun. So again, that's the Archie Backpack. The homework for the class is you definitely want to come to class. It's a 2-day project with your foam pre-quilted. So you can do that on your own machine or use a long armor, and then you'll have some subcuts to do that the pattern refers to. If Kelly hasn't emailed you already, there's been some new signups, and so we'll get her the newest list of people so she can send the homework out. But there's still time to sign up. It only takes you a couple hours to quilt up foam. If you're doing it yourself, and we actually have an old but very good YouTube video that Jan and I made on quilting foam, just recommendations for needles, length of stitch, type of thread, all that kind of good stuff. So just know that you can go to our YouTube channel and you can get good stuff on there. Today, I happen to be teaching a class. We already have 10 people signed up for it, so probably too late to sign up, but I mean, if you want to sign up now and just boogie down here to Wellington or up to Wellington, wherever you live, we're doing a leaders and enders class, which is one of my very favorite things. It's more of a technique. I actually call it a lifestyle choice for your sewing habit. But it's the Scrappiness is Happiness is the name of the class. And so this was one of my very favorite books. I made sure to bring mine. I actually have 2 copies because I am spoiled rotten, because I did get it when it first came out years ago. It used to go with me on every family vacation, every airplane ride. I would just sit and read it. My corner is just worn. And then last May, when Mom and I went to Chicago for the H&H show, we just serendipitously, big magic, walked by, and we happened to be the last 2 people in line for Lori Holt's book signing. And guess what book I got signed? A brand new copy of Scrappiness is Happiness. So I have a pristine signed edition, and I have my very well loved one. But this really is one of my favorite books that's come out since we've really been a store. And it has a great methodology of how to cut up your scraps, how to sort your scraps. And so I've basically used part of Lori Holt's philosophy and combined it with my own, and I teach you how to do leaders and enders and small bonus quilt projects. That way, if you watched our Facebook Live last week, you know that I'm pregnant and I'm totally running out of breath, which is not normal. So I'm hydrating. Anyway, but this is just a great book. So whether you're taking my class this afternoon or you're just looking for some solution to cut up your stash, this really is a great place to start off with. I just highly recommend it. One of the patterns I'm going to be talking about today in my class is also TikTok. Not because I'm so trendy, because I don't have a TikTok, but because this is a really good leader and ender project, and this makes more sense if you were to take my class. But just know that this is a good scrap management piece, and it's an easy pattern to replicate. So just know you can, and it's spelled normal. TikTok, not because this is not how the app is spelled, right? Yeah. So the app is spelled different. So if you're not trendy like I am, at least in the digital world, TikTok, just normal, like the mouse ran up the clock. That's the name of this pattern, TikTok. So you can find it. I'm also covering string quilts today. So String Frenzy is one of my favorite books from Bonnie Hunter. She's the queen. I don't know if you could call her the original queen of leaders and enders, because it's really been a thing for like forever. But anyway, she has written some really awesome books, and she is the modern queen of leaders and enders. I am just a humble princess, or someone who appreciates it a lot. This is another fun one I just like, so I decided to show that today. Log cabin improv quilts. And then I have a class coming up later on in June. I think it's June 26th. I don't remember, but it's Crumb Quilting. And so Crumb Quilting is just one of my favorite things, and it is the 26th. Oof, look at me having a good memory. But anyway, it's one of my favorite classes to teach, and I haven't taught it for almost a whole year. So definitely take it, because it's probably gonna be the last time I teach it before I have this baby. So, you know, it's basically like now or like the beginning of next winter. So not trying to put it as a peer pressure, but it is a really fun class. And these are two of my favorite books to kind of use as that class. So whether you're just interested in crumb quilting, I highly recommend a Sunday Morning Quilts and No Scrap Left Behind.
It only has 5 seats left.
Oh, it only has 5. Yay! More people have signed up. Yay! That's great. So anyway, crumb quilting is just the best. And if you don't know what it is, you can Google it, but just come to my class with an open mind, and that'll be even better. Not that this, here, let's talk about someone else's class other than mine. Dana is teaching T-shirt quilts next Thursday. So a week from today, June 12th, which is wild. It's wild that we're already in the middle of June. In a week. I mean, a week from now, we'll be in the middle of June. We're still at the beginning now. But anyway, T-shirt quilts, one of the best things that, you know, most requested things. This is actually a gateway project if you have someone who's interested in quilting. A lot of times people are like, I want to make a T-shirt quilt. And then they start making not actual quilts, but other quilts as well. And so the T-shirt quilts are just really fun. So anyway, we've got the T-shirt classes coming up. You don't have to have a book. Dana's so great. But this package that I keep holding, I didn't even tell you about. This is the interfacing to iron on the back of your T-shirts to make it so that it doesn't stretch as you sew. And so that makes it a lot easier when you are putting your T-shirt quilts together so that they stay nice and flat and they don't parachute or stretch and become trapezoids when they were first squares. So it's just a good thing. There is a little bit of homework for this class as well, because you want to have your shirts cut up. So you want to cut them up the side seams. You want to cut out the shoulder and then very carefully cut this top shoulder so that you can have the most amount of space of your design as possible. It's very weird that I'm wearing a solid colored shirt today, because usually I have some kind of graphic to tell you, you know, but you don't want to cut it down to your perfect square before you come to class, because just Dana has some different tips about that. But anyway, June 12th, T-shirt quilt class coming up. This is a new kit. We'll take a teeny break from classes. This is a brand new kit, hot off the cutting table yesterday. So this is called Pink Standout Quilt. And this is I'll hand it over here. It's, how big is it? You guys can probably see it.
71.
71 by 71. That is so great. So like a queen bed, you know, is 60 by 80. And like the top of a queen mattress or a king mattress is 80 by 80. You can kind of picture how big
It's large.
71 by 71 is. But it is just a giant quilt. It's a huge star. It uses the pink color palette of the painter's palette from Tim Holtz, which we've been doing that collection. And so if you want to make a big, fun pink quilt fast in Tim Holtz, that's a great one. That is one of the exclusive patterns that's only available for us as a shop, since we're doing the painter's palette program. So anyway, it's just a great idea. But the music background, I don't know if you could see that in here, but the background is this music print that's really cool. A lot of people are always on the hunt for musical fabric. and it's just a good thing. Another class that's coming up, this is another one I'm teaching. So again, I'm making this too much about me. But anyway, I think this is also next week, maybe. But I'm teaching the 10th. I'm teaching a watercolor painting class with Mary Jane. And so this one is going to happen no matter what. If I were a quilt shop, is there a question?
Nope, we lost connection for a second. We're good.
Okay. So anyway, Mary Jane and I went to a 5-day retreat with Kay Fassett and Brandon Mabley. And it was just a wonderful experience. And one of the days that we took our class was a watercolor exercise. And that really got my creative juices flowing in Mary Jane's. And it was definitely something that we have been experimenting with. And so I have come up with some, anyway, it's just a really fun class, but it's more about color theory and what colors you put together. And like, if you've ever stressed out about like what color combinations for a quilt, or if you've ever been like paralyzed, I know this has happened to multiples of you because it happens to me all the time. But if you've ever wanted to make a quilt and you have 3 options and you like them all equally and you're just not quite sure which one you like the most, but it takes a lot of commitment to cut into your fabric. And so if you're just too afraid to cut into those pieces because you don't want to second guess yourself and make the wrong, even though there's not a wrong decision, if that ever sounds familiar to the inside of your brain, this watercolor class I really think will teach you a few different techniques to experiment with color that can make you just make more, Brandon calls it like a color confidence class. And so this is really more of a color confidence. How are you selecting color and how do you debate different combinations? So it's just the requirements for the classes. You do want to have watercolors. I have a few different papers that I'm going to bring. But because we're a toy store and a quilt shop, we do have fabulous watercolors from Uli. And they would be wonderful to use for class. And they're only $12.99. It's the price of a yard of fabric. Totally worth it. And then this is just a canvas paper pad because watercolor paper is just so much more luxurious than copier paper, although that can definitely do you in a pinch. So just consider taking that class because I'm experimenting with it. It's a new combination of a lot of different ideas, and Mary Jane and I are really excited to share with you some of the cool things that we learned from our class, our retreat. So but anyway, we're going to have just really great fun with that. The next stuff we have going on, I'm going to show you this. This is a sneak peek. We have this great bag that's the Patchwork Duffel that Kelly also dropped off. And the Patchwork Duffel is a really fabulous pattern written by the same lady who wrote the Archie Backpack. And what we have here is some of the exclusive fabric that you can't get yet, but it is coming in June, and technically it is June. So in just a few weeks, we're gonna have this material, but it is a great cheater cloth print from Ruby Star Society. Absolutely fantastic. The name is totally escaping me. I think it has the word selvage in the name of the collection, but just know that we're gonna tell you. But if you've seen this backpack, or if you've seen this duffel bag, it's up above our class area. We're thinking about having a bag retreat in August. And so if that's interesting to you, might have a duffel be as an option, but this is also a very simple duffel bag, and it's just really super. This is Tula pink strapping, so you don't have to cover the strapping, already done. And then it has a great, just beautiful speckled interior, and then it also has fabulous Ruby Star ribbon that's top stitched along the zipper so that it covers up that piece. So it's got the cool retro phones, and then Kelly puts in her signature little woven ribbon binding thing. Very cool. So anyway, just know that if you see this, it's not here yet. It's coming very soon. We're going to tell you, but we did order sample fabric ahead of time, and that's why we're lucky enough to have some of this beauty with us ahead of time. Let's see here, and it is the perfect color palette segue into this new collection that we just got. We are not going to make fat quarters off of this unless you really want it, because this is Looper, and Looper is meant to be Groove. Oh, why do I keep calling it Looper? I even wrote a post-it note. There is a pattern called Looper. No wonder I confused poor Desiree this morning.
Yeah.
Oh man,
But
but it's totally different. So this is called Groove. I just have to edit my memory. That's going to be hard for me. There's totally a post-it note that makes no sense then. Anyway, this is called Groove. And can they see the big see the big swatch of it? Mm-hmm. So Groove is this really cool collection from this new lady named Emily Van Hoff. And she is a Chicago-based fiber artist. And she sells fabulous pieces that are finished quilted, interesting wall hangings that are mounted with a dowel for thousands of dollars, and expensive interior designers use her all over the place. But somehow Moda got their hands on her, and she now has a fabric collection. So these pieces are really big. They're meant to be something fabulous or big chunks. Of course you could get fat quarters if you wanted, but this is something that if you cut it too small, you're gonna lose the magic. And so we have some project sheets that are on order that have some very cool things we're gonna kit out of it. But you may already look at this and say, that's perfect. I want a 10-inch border of that on my t-shirt quilt. And, it might just be perfect. And so this is definitely a collection that I really would order. Like, if you're going to get this, and you're just going to get it for your stash, I would get a yard or 3-yard cuts of it. Because if you're going to do a border, you're really going to want to do 3 yards so that you can have length of fabric. But if you're going to do... just some kind of a big piece, a yard might do it for you. Another fun thing is there's a lot of 1-yard panels and 2/3 yard panel patterns from Villa Rosa. And this would make great, even though it's not a panel, use a repeating chunk like this instead of a panel as kind of an idea of how to make some of those quilts. So they're just awesome. But again, this is called Groove, and this is a beautiful color palette of it. It has one of the biggest, thickest stripes we've ever seen. It's just delicious. This is kind of it's like a jade, but it's kind of dusty, like a dusty jade, I almost want to say. So it's not just like a really crisp emerald, but I'm going to call it a dusty jade. I'm just going to go with it. But it's just beautiful. Now this piece, it looks super interesting. We'll get it opened up for you. It's printed with the fabric. So that means that the stripe runs from selvage to selvage. And so this is a cool piece that you can slice up. Oh, the bolt is a little bit dusty there. Maybe we'll get that for our own selves. But anyway, we'll pretend that this doesn't have a imperfection on it. But if you were to cut this piece apart and then flip it and seam the 2 black pieces together, then you're going to make it look like a really nice, beautiful hourglass, kind of curvy something. And that's what this pattern pack is going to do. We thought we had ordered it ahead of time, but we didn't, so it'll be coming in probably sometime next week, we hope. But just know that there's some just really big chunks. At the H&H show, Mom and I also went to the Aurifil booth, and they actually had chunks of like this print. I should probably have one with a better, higher contrast, but where you can either machine quilt or hand stitch this design. And so instead of having to make like a giant chunk of bias tape and curving it around how you want to, you really can have some fun experimentation of doing free motion quilting in different shapes. And then because she's already trendy, you know what that we have to do with this too? You should free motion quilt this, right? Or hand quilt it, however you want to. Thick stitching, normal stitches. But then you should make a big pom-pom trim pillow. We recently got a ton of pom-pom trim, like all these colors, and this would be perfect to make big designer pillows with this just a big modern design, especially if you have someone in your life that claims to be a minimalist but likes color. I'm very skeptical of minimalists unless they have a really good reason. If you're a minimalist, that's just fine. But anyway, I just like color and I like coziness, but pom-poms and this big modern print lends itself to that minimalist contemporary design. That's so cool. This is what, love it. Look at this. See, this is just meant to be. So if you had just a big pillow, decorator pillow, pom-pom trim, isn't that, it is meant to be. That's just such a good idea. And pom-pom trim is just dirt cheap. This stuff is like, what is it? It's $2 a yard. Just joy. So much joy from pom-pom trim. If you need an easy fix, that's only like half of a fat quarter, or you can have a yard of pom-pom trim. It's just so great. Anyway, this is another one of prints. This one is different. They're tied together in different colors. But this again would be really cool. It's a free motion quilt, but it's also would be great. And what we plan to use it on is like basically like a repeat panel chunk inside of a pattern. This print is available in these two different colors. It kind of has this almond background or this green one, and luminous. Ooh, this is called Moody.
Yeah, and like that
Moody.
pattern's called knotted, I think.
I love it. So anyway, just really neat stuff here. Something totally original. We've never seen this before. So this is Groove's really big stripe. Again, I showed it to you earlier in that moody, dusty jade color. And then this one is, I think this is Katie and I's favorite. This is Desiree's favorite too. Anyway, this pink and orange is just magnificent.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here's the, it's just so great. It's so great. I just love it. So I hope you like this. It's going to be, oh my gosh, that's totally something Stella says when she does like her own Facebook Live things or recordings. And she says, I hope you like this. Or anyway, I hope you like this as much as we do. But it's going to be back here by Ruby Star Society in that world. So if you come here in person, that's where it is. This line is called Groove if you're interested in it. And again, our recommendation is big designer pillows, especially if you use the Shannon Cuddle big pillow forms. They have, I think their big designer pillow is like 28 inches. I think it's 28 by 28. You'll help me navigate that over there. We're just gonna prop that up a bit.
Wide back over if you can show
Oh
it.
yes, and they're wide back. And then Katie and I, anyway, when this came in, we were so excited because we've talked about this for a while, like when it's coming. I should have ordered sample fabric, but Moda's warehouse is already totally sold out of this. So if a quilt shop didn't pre-order it, they're not getting it, and it's tragic. The only thing they still had left in stock was wide backs, and so we had only gotten this color before, but we decided to get the other one. So we have a couple other wide back colors that luckily the warehouse had. Very sad that they didn't order enough extra of this for the rest of us to panic buy more when it arrived, and we fell in love with it even more than we thought we did. But just know this is a 108-inch extra wide back. It does have the kind of Ruby Stars hand feel to it, so it does feel like a sateen, but it's just lovely. And this is called Nightfall Groove. So Groove, and then of course I would highly recommend making sure that your playlist is like definitely disco themed when you make something with this project. So we're almost done. One of the last things we have is a new Christmas collection to show you and seed packet. So Mary Jane and I, the ones who are teaching this really cool new watercolor painting class thing, which is really more of a color theory, color confidence class than it is like a watercolor artist painting class. But we're teaching you watercolor to use in your quilting color choices. But Seed Packet is another class that's coming up at the end of June. We're doing it as a 2-day class, and it's it's kind of a 3-day class, but the first day is just like arrive and get unpacked and kind of set your stuff out. So there's really going to be 2 days worth of instructions, but 3 days worth of sewing if you want. And so the Seed Packet class is just going to be great. We have this brand new kitted from the warehouse kit of Seed Packet. The kit's $260 if you're going to be doing this, and it's just beautifully packaged by Free Spirit Fabrics. But this is like a new vision of the Seed Packet quilt, and what makes it different is that it has the guinea flower that goes around the patchwork border, giving it kind of more of a checkerboard vibe. And so you can do it this way, or you can do it the traditional Seed Packet method, which is where you harvest flowers at the 2 different sizes, and the entire outside border would be all the little flowers. So we have a few starter packs of this in some other different colors. But we also got more restocked into our stash. So K Facet Collective, Free Spirit Fabrics are really nice, and they continue to print so many of Kate and Brandon's and Philip Jacobs' prints, and we're able to continue to reorder them when we sell out because people buy this stuff just super fast. So these are not new Kate pieces. They're just ones that we got restocked that will be great for a seed packet. So this is Cactus Dahlia in blue. We have Cactus Flower, which is beautiful. This is just one of the most amazing pieces. Dana Kaler made like all kinds of amazing stuff out of this piece. It was just phenomenal. This is Dorothy, which is my friend Teresa Dupar's favorite print, or at least it was a year ago. I haven't asked her if she has a new favorite, but Dorothy is just a beautiful, beautiful flower from the Cave collection. We also have this one, which I love this. This is called a floating hibiscus. And this is available in several different colors, but we've been out of the blue and now we have blue again. So it's just terrific. We also have cactus flower. This is one of my mom's favorites. This is cactus flower in black, but it's definitely purple and blue, and it has charcoal. It's just very nice. And it would pair really well. This is not for seed packet, but look at this polka dot. Like if you were gonna make a bag, that would be amazing. And then we also got more of oh my goodness, Brandon Babley's Purple Reflections. So also would just be super fabulous with this in another type of project or a bag. And then we also got more of Enchanted. I love this print because I just love the word enchanted. It's a great book, great movie with Anne Hathaway, great for young readers, but Enchanted is a really fun piece. And another cactus flower, but this is the one that's in blue. So this one's blue and purple. The black one is the one that's mainly purple, but it's just terrific. So if you're gonna do seed packet, we recommend half-yard cuts of whatever pieces you wanna have in the collection, because we will be fussy cutting these prints, but it's just, anyway, they're just gonna be going back on our shelves again. And then the last thing we have for you is going to be this new Christmas collection, which one of our fun people who watch this, Blanche, this is her order of cave pieces just placed yesterday. I think you can see it, but it's just a whole cart full of cave. It's cave and Tula. It's just amazing. Okay, so this newest collection is one of our new Christmas lines. I may need Desiree to help me get the bolts because they've slid. But this is called Berry and Pine from Leela Boutique. And it is just absolutely glorious. So we'll just get it stacked up here. This is just, it's beautiful. Leela Boutique, one of my favorite designers. She is wonderful. So this is Berry and Pine, her newest collection. We definitely have, I know, the layer cakes in stock. I think the charm packs, layer cakes, fat quarter bundles, and mini candies. This has the bells. This one is just, it's just beautiful.
Very sweet.
It's just very sweet. It's just lovely. Just nice little roses with some holly.
It's very happy, soft Christmas.
Yes.
Just joyful.
Yeah, and the fun thing is, it's soft, but it's very rich. Like the really, really darker, like her other lines have been soft and light, and these really are soft and rich. That's a good, this just says, please make me into a tree skirt right away. That's what that says to me. Beautiful green, beautiful musical fabric, and more beautiful overall print. So those are just a few of the bolts we got from the collection, but this is called Berry and Pine. And again, new Christmas fabric will start arriving all the time now. So be prepared, be thinking about Christmas because it is coming soon. So I hope you've enjoyed this amazing Facebook Live with our Groove collection, Berry and Pine, our new Halloween classes. Oh yes, rainbow zipper. This stuff, when this comes in, it goes out the door so fast. I can't even count it because people will buy like 3 and 4 packs of this at a time. And we usually order 6 at a time. So this is just amazing sassafras zipper tape. We have a whole new wall of zipper pulls and zipper charms. And so that's going to really help it, so you can bling your bag up with really fun pulls. So we'll post a picture about that. But anyway, we're just excited to be here. Lots of fun classes for June. Keep signing up for those projects and just hope you're traveling safe. And if you have any risk of flooding, I'm so sorry. But just keep sewing. Just keep sewing. Just keep coming to Beehive. Everything is going to be okay for the most part. And most of the time, fabric can solve lots of problems. So anyway, just hello and goodbye and have a great Thursday. And we'll see you soon.